Now, all of us probably know what Blue Lock is. It's kind of impossible to not have heard of Blue Lock at this point. It is one of the most successful and highest selling mangas out right now, and it was one of the biggest animes in 2022/2023, especially since it's a manga revolved around football/soccer, and the World Cup was going on around that same time as well. It completely blew up and took the entire internet by storm. However, despite season 1 of Blue Lock being a massive success, one of the biggest critiques of season 1 was the faulty animation. To say the least, Blue Lock season 1 was pretty disappointing in a lot of categories. Yes, it was a massive success, it absolutely blew up, but that doesn't change the fact that the animation was downright awful in a lot of scenes. A lot of scenes in the manga got completely butchered in the anime. Like, it was just night and day. And now I know people are going to be like, oh, you're comparing one single panel to an entire sequence of animation. But the thing was, majority of those scenes weren't even entire sequences. They were practically still shots or slideshows. Now, it wasn't all bad. There were definitely a few scenes that went absolutely crazy with the animation out of nowhere, which was surprising to see after how lackluster it had been for so long. But overall, it was a pretty big disappointment. However, despite how disappointing it was, despite how bad the CGI usage was, we all put our problems with it to the side and we were anticipating Blue Lock Season 2. And many of us were hoping for Season 2 to be a lot better because Season 1 was a major success. A lot of people were looking forward to Season 2, and we assumed the budget for Season 2 was going to be a lot higher than it was for Season 1. And I did make a video a few weeks ago talking about how Blue Lock was going to up its quality, how the animation of season 2 was going to be better, how the art style was improved, and it's like the directors of Blue Lock were waiting for me to release that video for them to release the second trailer of Blue Lock season 2. And I'm gonna be honest, that trailer was trash. There's really no other way I can put it. Now, the first trailer we got of Blue Lock season 1, we got literally nothing. All we got was still shots. But going off of that, it looked good. I was hoping for a good anime adaptation out of Blue Lock, especially since Blue Lock is currently one of my favorite mangas to read. However, with the second trailer releasing a few days ago, it looks somehow worse than season 1. The trailer was 1 minute and 33 seconds long, and when I tell you that the most movement we got in the trailer was Ego moving around his hands, I am not lying to you. The previews we got of the games were literally a bunch of still shots, and it looked like slideshows. The art style has improved, I will admit. I like the art style of season 2 so far more than season 1. But the CGI usage has not improved. It looks so much worse for no reason. Look at the clip in the season 2 trailer of Shido about to take his shot. It looks like a combination of really wonky CGI along with somebody animating a manga panel. And I'm not talking about like drawing out the manga panel. I'm talking about how people make edits with a light motion and animate manga panels that way. That's exactly what it looks like in the season 2 trailer. It doesn't look like proper animation. It just looks like a bunch of moving manga panels, a bunch of moving still images. There is no fluidity at all in any of these scenes. These scenes are either cram-packed with CGI or they're just still shots. That's all I'm seeing. Now, I pray I'm wrong when the anime comes out. I am praying that they showed us the worst of the worst, that there is so much better to come, but my hopes are not high at all anymore. In fact, they could not be lower. Look at the 49-second mark of the trailer. Shigiri literally slides into the frame. He doesn't run into it. He is a PNG that quite literally just glides into the frame with no motion whatsoever. You cannot make this stuff up. Now, at first when the trailer came out and people were calling it trash, I watched it and I was like, okay, it's not that bad. But then I rewatched it again and it got worse. And then I rewatched it again and it got worse again. And every time I rewatch it, it just keeps getting worse and worse, and I'm noticing more and more details that I wish I just never noticed. For example, look at the talking in this trailer. Look at any character talking, and it does not look good at all. Like, their mouth has the same exact movement every single frame. Like, I'm no animator, so I don't really know how hard it is to animate, but I've seen a lot of animes in my time. Not once have I seen an anime where I've noticed how bad the talking animation looks. Like, it doesn't seem to be that hard of an animation to nail if every single anime manages to get it down. So what went wrong with this? And what sucks is that Blue Lock Season 2 is going to have the U20 arc, where the Blue Lock team goes up against Japan's under 20 team. And that is by far the best arc in all of Blue Lock. And by the looks of it, it's going to get absolutely butchered into oblivion. If the animation in the trailer is consistent with the entire season, which personally I think it will be by the looks of it, then I am not excited at all for the U20 arc, which is something I thought I was never going to say. But I do not want to see some of my favorite manga scenes absolutely butchered in the anime. I just don't. And I know a bunch of people in the comment sections are going to be like, oh, but Tizzy, you don't know how hard it is to animate. Animating is so difficult. And yes, I understand that animating is a very, very tough process. However, you should not release a project if it looks bad. You should spend more time on it than releasing it early and it turning out to be complete trash. Oh, but it's not up to the animators, it's up to the studio. And I know that as well. But if the studio cannot produce a good manga adaptation in anime form, they should not even take up the project at all. They should either completely stop doing it or hand it off to some other studio. I would rather see Blue Lock not get animated than for it to get animated and absolutely butchered. Because the Blue Lock manga is only going to get weighed down if the anime is really bad. And I get it, there's a lot of movement involved in football/soccer. It's very hard to nail down all of that movement, which is why they use a lot of CGI. I understand that. But we've seen sports animes do it perfectly before. Look at Kuroko's basketball. The animation for Kuroko's basketball is phenomenal, and basketball is a sport that involves a lot of physical movement every single minute of the game. You don't see Kuroko's basketball constantly using still shots and slideshow level animation. That's what bugs me the most, honestly, about Blue Lock. It's the fact that we've gotten good sports anime adaptations before. If we've never gotten a good sports anime adaptation, I wouldn't be going so hard on Blue Lock. But the thing is, we have gotten good sports anime adaptations. So it's not impossible to make a good one revolved around Blue Lock. It's just this studio seems to not like doing what they're supposed to. Honestly, it's just really disappointing. I really had my hopes up for Blue Lock Season 2. I really thought they were going to up the budget, up the production. I thought the animation was going to be next level, especially with how successful Season 1 was. But it's just turned out to be a massive disappointment. And honestly, the animation somehow looks like it's gotten worse after Season 1. I really hope that the studio actually listens to the fans' complaints and listens to the fact that people are not satisfied with this at all and actually does something about it. But the chances of anime studios actually listening to us are astronomically low, and the chances of anything changing are slim to none. Anyways, with all that being said, I hope you guys enjoyed the video, and make sure to like and subscribe, and let me know what other videos you guys want to see in the future. I hope you all have a great rest of your day, and I'll see you guys on the next one.